Today we're talking to Harry Wheerler at a very dank Oxford City, where the Saints have gone down to a 4-1 National League South defeat. Game, Harry, where we're 1-0 up at half-time, and you must have been quite encouraged at that point.
The game plan first half was perfect, worked perfectly. That's exactly what we came to do. We had four banks and 4 lines when we didn't have the ball, and then when we had the ball we attacked and we counter-attacked, and that's where we got a goal. And exactly what we worked on we did first half, every part of it. And the lads have come in at half time and they're buzzing, but they weren't ahead of themselves, and they were retorting themselves, we've got to keep this up, we'll win the game, we'll keep this up. They came out confident, and then that happens, and that shows some of the characters in there and the mentality, and it's a weak mentality. And they scored a goal and it's 1-1. I think we go 2-1 up. I think that's a bit harsh. Even their keeper said, I wasn't really fouled. He said, I claimed for it, as he would, and you don't blame him. He said, the ref just give it to me. We'd have been 2-1 up. Would it change it? I'm not going to make excuses, because looking at a mentality, no. If they went 2-2 up, they're probably going to win it anyway. And I'm thinking, you're looking at that and we're in trouble. And if they hadn't realised, and I spoke to them beforehand, I said, before they blink, it'll be March. And they're going, next hour, I hear comments about, we're too good to go down. You're not. The table doesn't lie, you're not too good to go down. And it's I'm embarrassed, but at the same time I'm looking at it thinking, as a coaching staff and as a few players on there, what more could we have done in that week? We worked tirelessly, we worked shape, we worked wise, we gave them everything they needed. They said they felt more prepared than they've ever felt. It showed in the first half, and then it goes to pot second half.
Right, the thing you mentioned there was a goal we had disallowed early in the second half. Corner came in, keeper looked to just tapped it, and we scored, and the referee disallowed it for a foul on the keeper. But Oxford, of course, has started that second half superbly. 6 corners in just a matter of minutes, and as you say, got level, and there was no stopping them. But they had a far better tempo in the second half, and we weren't able to raise it. I know you say our attitude was too weak, but for some reason we just couldn't raise it to match them.
We couldn't, no. Look, you get spells. We said sometimes you'll get spells in second half where teams come out for 10 minutes and they try and pummel you, and because they're losing, and rightfully so, and you expect that. We counter-attacked, we nearly scored, and then we scored from the corner, we didn't get that. But that happens. Sometimes you're not going to get things you've scored from, and we just got to get on with it. But we seem to go the other way, and it's a reason why, when Jimmy and Graham they had trouble with it, and there's a reason now, and there's bits coming out. And there needs to be changes, and there's got to be, because people are letting others down. There's lads on there that I thought have worked tirelessly today, and there's 3 or 4 around them that I don't think first half everyone did, and that's what you get when you work tirelessly. Everyone you'll win games, and if it fit, we were winning the game. Second half, when people drop off and they start splitting the units and doing their own thing, that's what happens, especially against good sides, and they're a good side, and we play another good side next week, and it has to stop, and I can't tell them anymore that we have to win these games. And
I saw some quotes from you during the week where you actually seemed quite happy with the squad. 90 minutes later, it's a totally different outlook.
I'm happy with the squad in terms of squad. I'm not happy with their mental state right now. I'm happy with the squad in terms of, you look at the players, I'm happy with the squad, but then that question is, if 3 or 4 are letting you down. Well, I'm talking as a squad. The whole squad is people on the bench, people around, and there's a strong squad, but there's 3 or 4 that aren't stepping up, and their mentality is weak, and it's proven, and it's shown on the pitch. So suddenly it goes against them, suddenly they go, they don't carry on doing what you've told them to do, they suddenly start doing their own thing, and that's exactly what happens. And so, as a general squad, yes, but that doesn't mean that there's a few individuals in it, and there's a few people that need to be coming in.
We took a lead early on today with Charlie McDonald scoring on his debut, just what you wanted.
And he was exactly the type of player we wanted, and the mentality I'm talking about he brings. He's a man, he's a leader, he takes responsibility for things, he tells players when they're not doing it, he affects the game, and I thought he was very good today, regardless of his goal. I thought he worked really, really hard, I thought he ran the line well, for him and Theo link up quite well together, and that's the kind of character we're looking for, and that's what we're requiring more of.
The team today, Ben Martin was out injured. Jarrell Johnson went to right back. Is he familiar at playing there?
He's played there for Watford. Yeah, he's played there before. I thought he'd done okay. It was to be a little bit more solid aerially and to counter their left-sided player, which I think he did, and was the reason why they kept switching, because they weren't getting joy when everyone was playing against him that side, and I thought he'd done okay, and he's one of them that can come out with credit. We gave a few other people. Scott Thomas got his opportunity after waiting patiently. Again, the ones that come in, I think, done justice for themselves. And maybe there's going to have to be other changes, and people, and more regular ones that they've got to have a look at themselves, and maybe it's not going to be them next week.
I know people are getting het up about today's performance, but it's not totally out of the blue. It's 3 points from the last 6 games, 3 out of 18 points. That's relegation form.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. No, it is, and no, you're not. Anyone can exaggerate on what they want on this performance. If they want to look at the second half, I can't say anything against that. First half, you have an argument, but it's not won in 45 minutes, so the first half now is irrelevant, totally irrelevant. All it does is give me a little bit of, do you know what I was trying to get him to do and work on worked for a while, but their mentality to sustain that and to keep doing it and to have the discipline to keep doing it and everything. No one got carried away at half time. Everyone said the same things. I didn't see that coming in any way second half. You're scratching your head a little bit.
There's been a few changes around the club, Harry, since we last spoke. You being confirmed as manager to the end of the season, and also Adam Lee coming in as director of football. Was that your request to give you a bit more support, or was that the club's?
It was mine, but the club all knew who he was anyway. He comes and watches a lot of the games and knew that he was the type of character that they want. And he's also, I've known him for a long time, very experienced. He'll echo everything I said today, and you know, we've got.
What's actually his role? What will he be doing to help you?
All over really. If he was an official director of football, he'd work a bit on the money side and advise in that way. He's been in business for a long time, he knows that side, but he's been a manager at our level, he's been an advisor for professional football players at the top level, and he'll just bring an all-round experience. He's someone that we'll also bounce off within football side of it, and any opinions he have we take on board. Any experience he wants to develop we'll always take on board and we'll always look at, and he's well respected, the players like him, the business side everyone likes him, and he'll just be a bit of an all-rounder, but he will add stuff to us.
And some players are gone. Gus Sell, who I particularly liked, and Kevin Kranz. He's actually more goal assists than any other player this season.
Yeah, Kevin's got lots of ability. I was actually on to put Kevin, you know, sort of referred him to Jimmy and them. They liked him and he done well, but defensively we need to be tighter, as you can see there. And I don't think, you know, for now he wanted guaranteed starting games, and I can't guarantee anyone. Well, the way we're at the moment, I can't guarantee anyone that. So that was one. Gus is a big fan. Gus is only 19. People forget that. And Gus hasn't left the club. He's still registered with this club. Anytime we need to call him back, we can call him back. Good on the ball. Defensively does okay, and he will be a good player for this club. But there's a few changes at the moment, and as you can see, it needs to be like that.
Any other changes? I don't recall seeing Harry Crawford at the ground today.
No, Harry Crawford's left. Okay. Harry Crawford's left in there. Great attitude, worked hard. You know, it wasn't clicking for him at times. You know, chances we missed, and you know, look, sometimes it just doesn't go for people at clubs. But he's got a good quality on him, and you know he'll go and do well. But we had to bring Charlie in. We couldn't keep them as well, and obviously, you know, Theo's contracted and Harry wasn't, and it's kind of we need Charlie in here, so unfortunately that's how it had to be. It would have been ideal to keep them all, but budget wise doesn't allow that, and so we opted to keep Charlie.
One other change, the reserves have been pulled since we last spoke. For someone such as yourself, you spent so much of your career coaching youngsters, it must be disappointing that a direct path between the youth and the first team has now been cut off. The youth can't progress naturally into our first team.
It's not how most people, there is a progression. To explain it, and I have no issue explaining it. What it is that league they were playing in, a lot of games get called off, and then more so the quality and what they're playing against. Now whether they lose or not, they're playing against a lot of time big men that are more interested in kicking them for 90 minutes. And to be fair, that's part of your game. You've got to learn that side of it. But at the same time, I'm looking at that's I think it's step 7, something like that, maybe lower. And I'm looking at that if we've kept the best we've kept the best 9 that we feel could have potential to go up. Now they're here. They now are training with the first team. So there's the one, that's a better experience for them. And 2, they're all going on loan. Within the end of this week, they're all going on loan to teams 2 leagues higher than the league they were in. So if you looked at it as a separate thing, they're now training with our first team, and they're also going to be playing 2 leagues higher. So when they do come into us, they'll get played against better opposition, and they're still playing against men, and it will prepare them better for this level.
From a supporter's point of view, we've had a rush of resignations, events in the reserve team pulled. I know you've given justification to some of the players. It doesn't look good from the outside. Had we seen the season through to the end of the season with the reserves, I think people would have been happier.
Yeah, I can say that side, but we've got to do what we feel, and as you said, I've been in youth for a long time, and so has Adam, and what's better for those players? Are they better to play 2 leagues up and train with our first team, or are they better to train as a group of 18-year-olds and play 6 leagues lower than this? So it's a no-brainer in that way if we see they've got the potential. Now, if we thought there was 15, 16 that have got the potential in, then we wouldn't pull it because we can't. But if there's sort of 8 or 9 and we've managed to get 2 out and they'll be going loan to clubs, a couple of leagues lower, it will benefit here, and the interest is definitely there. Most of those were still 18 anyway, so they are playing in the 18, so there is late games for them on Sundays and they'll play tomorrow. But also they're getting the first team experience away out of here, the ones that we feel are closer to the first team. So we're very much still looking in the youth, but at the same time, we felt it was better for them to go, and we thought it was better for them to do what we've done.
Right, looking forward to next Saturday, Harrow. Truro City at Clarence Park. Down at our place we lost 2-0. Again, we didn't play particularly well. What are the preparations going to be this week? Extra training or not?
The extra training, the drilled side of it was this week, and it was evident in the first 45 minutes. You'll ask me in a couple of days, but we have to regroup. We've given so much information, we've spoken enough that we're getting sides in. I always take advice, and everyone's learning in the game, and I speak to people, and I work with John Steele every single day, and I see that side of it, and we get these players get very, very good information, and they get very, very good resources, and people coming in and people giving advice, and there's all around them. What can we do? I'm telling you now, we will do what we can do, but it's down to them 11 on the pitch on Saturday, and I can't big it up that we have to win that game, and we said that today and we didn't, but it just makes it even more bigger. And if they blink, it will be March and it will be too late, and it's got to start, and we can't make it, and it can't make any more of it being clear than that.
Lovely, thanks so much, Harry. Hopefully I have something a bit more cheerful to talk about next week. So next week, that's January the 30th, Saints are at home to Truro City, National League South. Kick-off at Clarence Park is at 3 p.m.